I'm at 1221 Ashland Avenue in Dayton, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. We're accessing this line. We're going to try first. There's a clean out on the sink line on the back wall of the basement, the right rear of the basement if you're facing the house, and I'm going to try to get all the way out. There's a clean out in the floor in the front right of the basement and the floor. If I need to, I can access that. There's also a clean out behind the washer in the just on the back behind the washer in the little in the wall behind it where the washer connections are. So we'll first attempt is going to be through this small one. Hopefully we can get through there. That way we can inspect those lines, and then I will make note of anything I feel is necessary. Okay, so the attempt through the probably it's a 2-inch line or 1.5 inches maybe coming down from the sink. I'm not able to get my camera to make the turn, so we're going to pause the video, make a move, and I'm going to go through the stack behind the washer now. Okay, so I attempted to get the clean out cap off the stack in between the bathroom and the basement, and the access was actually behind the washer. That has mud over top of it where they have basically packed a wall around it. You can see it, but if I try to remove that, I could possibly, tear up the wall. And since that has been mudded over, it looks like it's pretty much original. The good news is that it doesn't look like it's ever been accessed, so that's usually means there hasn't been an issue. So the majority of most issues that we have are outside anyway, but we are going to have to go through this clean out here in the basement floor, and it just goes from here straight out. You can see where we are in the basement here. But this the reason why I was trying to go further back is that this has a sweep in it, and so it forces me to go out towards the street. But this is majority of the line. There's only going to be about maybe 20 feet or so of line that wasn't able to inspect underneath the basement floor just because of lack of access. But the whole line is PVC based off of the age of the house. This is normal. I believe this is a 1983 build. And so what we'll do is I will inspect here on out, and then what I will also do is run some water. I may have to do that sooner than later just because I'm pushing some of the debris off the bottom of the pipe up in front of the camera lens here. But we will be inspecting a majority of the line, obviously. It's just, I like to try to go as far back as I can, as far upstream as I can. And just because of lack of access, obviously I was unable to inspect the whole line. But we will run some water later just to see, make sure it's flowing under load. Flush the toilet a few times, run a large amount of water. So the camera lens is only about a ½ inch off the bottom of the pipe, and so that's it doesn't take much to kind of, as you can see, kind of get a little bit of goo off the bottom, and it builds up like a snow plow in front of the lens there sometimes. And also it gives you a gauge of how much water is in the bottom of the pipe. This is should be a 4-inch diameter under the floor in the house, and then it would change to normally 6-inch outside of the building. Now this does go. Here's a connection. There could be an outside clean out. I'm just not aware based off of the fact that I am 55 feet out. I believe I would be out past the driveway, out past the garage, I'm sorry. I'm in line with the driveway here, so. And now we are in clay. So the rest of this neighborhood was built a lot longer before this one was. A lot of these I don't know specifically, but they look like they were built in maybe the 40s. It could be even earlier. So clay is the normal material of the old line. So probably what they did is this was a new build. They probably either tore down the old house, or the old house, burned down or something like that, and this is what they put up, and they just used the existing, what was left of the existing lateral to hook onto when they put the new house in. The clay looks really good also. Looks like it's in really good shape. It looks like we are all the way out the main already, which would be in the middle of the street. So I'm 75 feet out. So probably what they did is when they built the new house, they probably located where the connection from the sewer department was, where it ended onto the property, and then they did all new pipe up to that point, because there was only maybe 10 feet, 15 feet of clay on the end of the pipe. The good news is, everything looked really good. Structurally, everything was great. Didn't see any issues whatsoever. So I'm going to pause the video for a second. I'm going to go start running some water, and that way we can kind of witness how well this is flowing as we pull the camera back. Okay, we are running some cold water. It'll take a minute for it to get down there all the way to the main. It's 75 plus, another 20 feet or so, 30 feet maybe. But it's pretty much straight shot. All the plumbing is on the right side of the the building, so shouldn't take very long. Start pulling back. So the main, I do know that the main is in the street, in the center of the street, the sewer main. So it goes straight out underneath the driveway, underneath the garage, then the driveway, and ties in the street. Should be seeing that water any minute now. Well, any second now. We'll go flush the toilet real quick also. And there's the water. And so as we pull back, we should be able to see this should accentuate any low spots with the water actually running. I mean, when see, that is actually probably the toilet flush I just had. So there's a big rush of water coming through. I'm going to give that a second. There we go. Now it's starting to come down. And that's what you want to see. You want to see like this. That is nothing to be worried about. That's just some of the mineral deposits getting through and hanging up on the connection. It's not roots or anything, so that's good. That, because that's a little bit of a, like I mentioned before, that's maybe a half-inch of water right there to connection, but that's with the water flowing, so that's no concern. None of this was holding water when we pulled back. And so, yeah, it's about 15 feet or so of clay at the very end, which is probably what the sewer department owns, and that was left intact, and then the builder just put the PVC all the way out to that point and made the connection. It's like the connection's holding up well also. Didn't drop, looks like it was done well. And then there was a clean out. This is probably right in the middle of the driveway somewhere. I'll see if I can look, but there's cars, parked over top of it. But that indicates there's probably a clean out just inside where they connected, obviously.
Okay, good, you're running water.
Yeah, I've got that.
I had the dishwasher, I turned the dishwasher on for a second, I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about you.
Alright, so he's going to run the dishwasher
That way, maybe we'll see a little bit of that flow. It probably will take too long for that to cycle through before we really see much of the water from that. But everything I've seen so far in this line looks really, really good. No issues whatsoever. Structurally, everything looks great. Okay, we are in the clean out. Point it upstream a little bit, but I figured I'd give it a shot. I can't get it to go. As you can see, there's a lip that forces me to go downstream, so I can't go upstream, but everything looks great from this clean out all the way out to the main. Structurally, everything is great, and no root intrusion, no issues whatsoever. So that's how we like to see. We'd like to see every one of these. So that'll end the inspection at 1221 Ashland Avenue in Dayton, Ohio.